live. We're live in this piece.
Sorry, I was trying to take a teeth pick from my yoga teacher.
No worries. Oh, she's still going. It's okay.
I'm ready.
With the filter?
Well, just because I don't like the way I look right now.
Oh, sorry. I like the way you look.
Thanks.
All right.
I accidentally sent it.
Whoops.
It's okay. It's just my yoga teacher.
Well, I guess we'll, let Mark know what, he's the only one that watches this, I think. Just kidding. Can we say or no?
What?
By your stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how you feel, you know. She's got her teeth done. So they look amazing. They look real nice. They make my teeth, which normally look pretty decent. They make my teeth look like yellow. I feel like I don't know, if anyone's seen Courage the Cowardly Dog, you know, when they smile, he's got like big old yellow teeth. That's how I feel. But I mean, I know my teeth look good. I just gotta now whiten them to make them look as good as hers. But she's got her teeth done. And how was that?
Well, it wasn't fun. That's for sure. It wasn't fun. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I've never been a fan of the dentist. I've never been a fan of shots, and it just wasn't fun. The first time, the healing process was, the first 3 days was just irritating. It wasn't painful.
It looked painful.
Yeah, it was just really irritating, and then I got some pain down here in my jaw that never really went away. Then it finally started to go away, and then I had to go back for round 2. So round 2 was worse than round 1 because I couldn't stay numb, and they were just shoving shots all over me, and I could feel all of it, and it was just not fun.
Sounds terrible.
It was pretty not fun, but I love the way they look. Except for I still have 2 temporaries in, so.
Yeah, she's still not done.
And
we have to go back.
I can see there was a complaint I had, and I'm like, no, I bet you that'll go away when I get my other 2 real ones in. So
yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think they look real. I'm actually surprised. I'm not real. I think they look good, but I'm surprised how real they look, because the temporaries were in, and they told us not to judge by them, but I was kind of judging because they made her teeth look like white and straight and everything, which was nice. And then, but those look like fake. So I don't know how I've never been this close to porcelain veneers. So. And if anyone doesn't know, veneers aren't the ones that, you can take in and out like you sometimes see in videos and whatnot. But these are permanently in. She can probably, I don't know if she can be a fighter, actually. I think they'd pop out of them.
Definitely not.
But she can bite into most things besides an apple, I guess.
Yeah, I'm still easing my way into that. It's still healing. It's only been 3 days.
Yeah.
I'm still numb right here, my lip, and it doesn't feel very good. My face is a little puffy.
Yeah, they were just shoving needles all over the place.
Yeah. So.
How many do you think, if you can count? How many shots?
Oh, no, I think it was got to be over 18.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. I was thinking 10.
No, there was no, yeah. It was probably about 18.
That's crazy. Well, I haven't had my teeth, I haven't been to the dentist in a long time, which is not a good thing to say, but I just haven't. And the last time I went, I was getting my wisdom teeth taken out, and I wasn't asleep, and they did shots for me too, but I stayed numb. They did the beginning numbing thing, and then pulled them right out, and then, well, not right out, they were cracking them, and I could hear everything because I didn't have insurance, so I couldn't, they didn't put me under. And yeah, there was 4 shots maybe max.
The first appointment, I stayed numb, I think, through the whole thing. They didn't really numb me more than, they numbed me the original time, then they gave me a couple of extra shots.
They kept giving her Xanax.
Yeah, the first appointment, they gave me Xanax because, I don't know why, but he just was like, I think we should give you Xanax. I was like, okay. And then it was pretty fine the whole time. They only gave me maybe 2 extra shots. And then this last time, they didn't give me Xanax, and I feel like I was just a wreck. I was laying there, and they're trying to take my temporary tops off, and they would I don't know, I was like, ding, 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 and oh my gosh, all of a sudden I was just like tears pouring out of my eyes, and it's like it didn't hurt. I couldn't feel pain. I could feel whatever they were doing, but not pain. And I was just like scared, and
just
then
like pressure.
yeah, I don't know. And it was just like I told her I was sorry. I was like, I don't know why I'm like crying right now. I can't help it. It's just like pouring out. And then they were giving me a whole bunch of shots, and I wouldn't stay numb, and so it was like a hard process for the tops. And then after the tops, my doctor was like, we should give you Xanax, and the bottoms took a lot less time than the top, and so I was still couldn't stay numb, and it was just a whole thing. They were just shooting me up left and right with shots. And then by the time they got it done, I just don't think I was feeling the Xanax until like on the ride home, he said.
Yeah.
And I just passed out on the way home. So they said this next time they're going to start with Xanax, and I'm going to probably try to tell them right when I get there, because we usually get there early. I should take it right then.
Yeah. I mean, don't you only have to do, just the 2?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like.
But this is the one that like they couldn't stay numb. They couldn't get me to stay numb. And so they didn't put like what they were supposed to on it because I just couldn't handle, like I could feel it. And he was shooting me up with the stuff like in the tooth like 3 different times after they'd done all around. And then he's like, still? And I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, I don't know why. And
yeah, they probably would do it just because they're frustrated, maybe.
Yeah, so he's like, next time we're starting with the Xanax. And I was
which is weird that you can't stay numb. I feel like you're in there 4 hours, and I feel like when they shoot you up like that, it's supposed to last that amount of time. But she's really like, at least this is my theory, is that she can like panic herself really easy. Like you're already like kind of like a high anxiety person.
Yeah.
So I feel like that your brain is just like, even though you probably can't, I mean, you probably could feel it. I'm not going to say you can, I don't know. But maybe you just either shut it off or something, like the receptors that take the numbing, or maybe you just think you can feel it. Like, I don't really know. But
yeah, they said that if you're nervous,
though.
The nerves like just eat up the numbing pain stuff. But they would like test it before they like put the air and the water up in there. And so I'd like have to like hold my lip up, and then I'd have to take a deep breath in, and every time I'd just drop my lip and be like, I could feel it. It's just like air hitting those those like nerves that are just right there.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, and if you care, basically what they do is they, at least for this level, they do more for like, I guess the ones that are caps, which our friend Jeff got. But these ones, they just kind of shave your teeth down, but they go down pretty far, you know, like they basically shave down the tooth as if you like chipped it, you know, and when you like chip it or something, you know, you can feel kind of like, I don't know if I've never chipped my tooth, but I'm assuming that that's how it would feel. I think the closest thing for anyone who hasn't done that would be if you whitened your teeth before, the pain you feel from that, they feel like really sensitive. That's the only thing I can think of, like it kind of feeling like, but I can imagine it being very painful. I didn't even know teeth really had feelings, so until I did the Crest white strips one time a long time ago. But then I thought it was because I ate these cinnamon graham crackers while I was whitening them. I thought like the combination messed my teeth up or something. Until I whitened them again, then I found out. But now I have to whiten them again, hopefully for the last time. I'm not going to quit coffee, but I've been trying to drink coffee in the morning. That's it, not keep going with it. And then brushing my teeth like right afterwards. But I didn't think my teeth weren't white until her white teeth came around. So
apparently they don't stain, which I'm really excited about. I was like, I'm never going to have coffee again. I don't want to ruin my beautiful teeth. And then my doctor told me, because he's like, when was the last time you drank coffee? Because apparently coffee, nicotine, and weed are 3 things that will make it so that the numbing doesn't hold.
Interesting.
And I was like, I haven't had coffee. And he's like, in 2 weeks. And he's like, what? And I was like, yeah. I was like, you said not to. And he's like, oh, he's like, that's so weird. I don't know what's happening. I was like,
I think it's the nerves.
Yeah,
like
me too. I was like shaking.
But we were trying to, since she couldn't eat anything, it was like usually in my last podcast, I was talking about how I wanted to stop eating fast food so I can start feeling better, start doing better things. Hasn't really happened as much, but since she had the temporaries and she couldn't eat anything really, well, at least we thought she couldn't. She thinks because of how hard they were, but they were hard to take off, that she probably could have. But we use that as an excuse anyways not to like eat so poorly. So that's kind of good. We were kind of like off that a little bit. And then after, when she got her teeth back, we had Jack in a Box for the last time, hopefully. But it was actually like pretty gross. Like I was not feeling it this time. And it's not because of the way they made it. I wasn't like, oh, this was just not tasting off. Like just the way it made me feel like the whole time, just wasn't good. So, definitely trying to get on the healthy life again, because for me personally, I don't know, I just feel like I need to be like eating my best to like do my best. And maybe that's an excuse, but I feel like when I'm eating poorly, I can't wake up as easily. So I sleep in past like when I want to. I don't run. I don't I don't feel good, I guess. And I don't know about sleep. I feel like I've been sleeping pretty good. So I don't really know, but that's my whole goal and also my skin too. That's the one, I think that's the main thing I notice, is that I have like small little pimples, and then I'll get like a couple lip pimples when I eat bad. Nothing really happens to her, kind of. So it's kind of hard because
I just gain weight.
Yeah, but the problem is that she's not the one that insisted. I have like the worst willpower right now when it comes to bad food. Like I just want to eat it. I don't know what it is. So I'm trying to get my feelings of like wanting to be healthy, wanting my skin to be good, wanting to perform, at my optimum level, higher than my cravings for food, because the way that it goes is I'm usually fine, especially in the morning. I'm not thinking about like the bad food, but then we kind of always push our intermittent fasting, a few hours. And by the time it's like 2 or 3 and we're driving home or we're just chilling or something, I kind of just throw that idea out there, as a joke sometimes, but then it just, kind of snowballs into this, like we'll just end up in the drive-through somewhere.
Well, that's why I have a hard time with fasting, is because, yeah, it's good for you and everything, but when you start losing your willpower because you're so hungry, you start thinking of all of the delicious things that you like miss or you want or like that sound amazing. And then we always end up in that place. And it's like, if we just consistently ate healthy and not like, pushed it, I feel like it would be way easier to control those cravings.
Yeah.
Because
we're prepared.
Yeah. We just would have like things on hand to eat. We would like not be as hungry thinking about all the things we could have,
No, I know. It's just hard because I guess for me, I'm using it as more of like a weight loss kind of a thing, just because we both kind of gained a little bit of weight after you came back.
Definitely,
Costa Rica.
I did.
We went like pretty nuts. Like before January and February, I was like crushing it, killing it. I had abs. I was looking good. And then she came back from Costa Rica, and there was like how many days in a row of donuts? Probably
2 weeks.
Every day.
I would say we maybe missed only a few.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
And that's not like we had one donut a day. Like we went and bought a box of 6. So 3 donuts a day pretty much. And then that
maybe more than that.
And that mixed with
fast food.
But
we went ham for sure.
Yeah, and gained weight pretty fast. Like it was funny because I was kind of watching myself like body wise, like and I was like, oh, I still look good. I can still see the abs. And they were like, it was slowly going away. But then I don't know. I guess out of one point or another, I just stopped caring and just kept going with it. And now, like I was saying in the last podcast, if you haven't seen that, maybe go watch it. It's only like 12 minutes. I was talking about how I feel like once you're like eating that bad, it's hard to get back.
Absolutely.
Like for me, like I enjoy good food, and usually when we eat, have something prepared, or like we've been doing Factors, which are these like prepared meals that they send you weekly, and like those make me like every time I eat something, even if it's healthy, super healthy, not the most tasteful thing in the world, we're still pretty satisfied for the most part. But I think that when we're eating this bad, it's kind of hard to be satisfied because we're craving all these like the oils, the carbs, the junk.
And it's not even to me that we're not satisfied. Well, maybe for you, but it's just the idea of having something like easy and really good pizza or Mexican food, or it's so easy to be drawn to that it's not that like what we don't have isn't satisfying or what we do have isn't satisfying. It's just easier to go that way.
Yeah, it's so easy. It would just end up in the drive-thru. And it's more fun too.
It is more fun.
That's what sucks, is like we're really trying to, I guess, figure out that balance of like, because we're sacrificing I think, and this is the way I always think, is like we're sacrificing, and I don't think about it now, but you know, afterwards I'm always upset. We're sacrificing the future for everything, like money, body looks, the way we feel, and apparently aging, for the present moment, just to feel really good, like right now, you know. And it's not even like and it's funny because we only feel good for while we're doing it, really, because afterwards we
I
don't
always
feel
felt
good.
terrible after.
Yeah. And a lot of times I end up taking a nap for like a long time, which wastes a lot of my day. So definitely, you know, now that we had that horrible Jack in the Box experience recently, which we were planning on quitting anyways, I just think that was like kind of for me, the straw that broke the camel's back. Is that a saying? I don't know. Pushed me over the edge. So, yeah.
So what's your plan then?
Well, we have these factors. And the thing that I struggle with, because and I've made videos about this, I think, is that there's this like whole rabbit hole you fall into. At least, well, I would say most people do, when you like start to watch, or, you know, people that are healthy and try to do it yourself, but like you really don't. I don't know. You don't have all the information or whatever. I don't really know, but I change my diet like every single day. Like I don't know what I want to be. I don't know what's the most healthy, because I'll find, you know, reasons for why this isn't healthy, why that's not healthy. You know, I'll be like, oh, you know, I'm going to be a vegetarian. And then yesterday we just watched an episode where kale and spinach are killing you because they have, you know, things created in them to keep humans away from them, basically.
And being vegan is like way worse for the earth.
Yeah, and apparently being vegan is way worse for the earth. Which when I went vegan before, I will say that it healed, you know, my gut, and I actually felt a lot better. But I don't think it was the meat, because I think at the same time, or around the same time, I started doing intermittent fasting too. I think that what healed my gut was I think fasting is like one of the best things. Like I think intermittent fasting is what keeps me regular, keeps me feeling good, keeps me energetic and all that stuff. But, so I think at that time it started happening, but I did heal my gut. So it was kind of hard to like not be vegan anymore, but I also gained a lot of weight. I was the fattest I had ever been while I was vegan. And even now, eating all these donuts and everything we eat now, I still do intermittent fasting. So I'm not I don't gain weight like a normal American does, you know. Like I think if we didn't do intermittent fasting and we were eating that way, you would be looking at
way bigger versions of us.
Yeah, some puffy versions right now. So I definitely like recommend that, and doing it properly. Like, you know, don't, you know, try to starve yourself and not eat, and then I don't know. I feel like sometimes I do it really badly. Like most recently, I just did a 48-hour fast with Kaylee. And then we should have entered back in with like some eggs, avocados, kind of keto, I guess. Yeah, just something small, nothing too crazy that's like processed. But instead, we, you know, once I get, you know, the craving thing, and then once you get in my head, like once something's in there, food wise, I'm like, we're doing it. Like this is what we're doing, you know. So we decided to go to Chipotle, which is like the most carb heavy thing you can do. And I had 2 tortillas. I had a whole burrito, and I had her get a side tortilla, and then just basically just like carb loaded. So I went from like a fast to like spiking my insulin like super, super high, which is not good for you. So, you know, fast, but try to do it appropriately. I don't do it like that all the time. That's just, you know, sometimes, which I don't like. But anyways, the whole thing was about that was my diet changes like all the freaking time. And I feel like I'm trying to figure that whole thing out. So right now we have the factors. I'm doing intermittent fasting. I'm not keto. I'm going to try doing keto again next week, because of the factor meals I'm getting are going to be keto. But after that, I'm going to see how I feel. If it's not really sustainable, if it's like hard for me to do, basically I'm going to just try to not eat processed foods. Definitely not going to eat sugar. I'm going to eat my factors, whether they're carb or not, you know. But obviously the carbs are going to be from like real sources, whole foods. I'm going to eat fruit and nuts when I want to, but I'm not going to overeat them. That's going to be like my snack, you know, like my treat basically. So real foods will be like broccoli, chicken, maybe some ground beef, but I'm going to try to stay away from pork as much as possible. That's something I really want to stay away from. And then no processed food. So I think if I had the best willpower in the world, that would be my diet, with intermittent fasting, and then fasting once a week, 24 hours. That would be my goal.
Nice.
Well, what about you?
I don't like to pay attention to any of the diet stuff. I really just, it stresses me out, and I don't think it's that hard, and it shouldn't be something so strict. But it depends on your goals, I guess.
Yeah.
I think if you intermittent fast, I've heard that it's different for women than it is for men. The amount of hours. So I probably would plan. I don't know. I don't know, because I'm on this thing with our work where it's really hard for me and I can't figure it out right now.
I don't think intermittent fasting is the problem. It's fasting prolongedly, I think, is bad for women. I know they've done only like, and I could be wrong, so don't quote me.
Well, no, it's just the hours. Like, women shouldn't fast intermittent fast. Like, they should have 9-hour window instead of an 8 or 6 hour for like men do.
Yeah. I don't think you've had any issues though doing the exact same thing with me.
No.
So I think it's per person, because that's another thing too that I've noticed is videos we watch of people, men or women, not even with fasting, like just diet. Some guys can just fucking, I mean, sorry for cussing. Some guys can just like eat like hella meat, like a tons of meat and be like super healthy. And some guys can eat tons and tons of vegetables and be like super ripped and healthy. And some guys say that eating all vegetables makes them sick. And then some girls can't fast at all, but anyone that I've known that was a girl never had any issues, like, you know.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I just think that I hear so many different things from different people and like different like podcasts that we watch and stuff that I don't really think that there's a right answer. I think that
for everybody,
right? And so for me, I just think that like sticking to fruits and vegetables and like light meat. I can't eat a lot of meat. I don't like it. And that's pretty much my ideal diet. And if I could have like treats like,
so it'd be like
my power berries or
besides that stuff, yeah,
like have sugar, I like sugar, so I like chocolate covered berries, or I like mochis.
Well, now that she has the new teeth, she's staying away from soda, which is nice.
Well, yeah, that's a gross habit.
Well, you love it though.
But that's just because I had to train myself. Before, I was a Coke drinker. And I thought, like, Pepsi was gross. Dr. Pepper, gross. And then, like, I met Albert, and he drank Dr. Pepper. He was like, no, Dr. Pepper is way better. And I was like, yuck. But now, oh, my God, I'm only Dr. Pepper. And I can't have Coke or anything else because I'm like, that's gross. But I also, it might be because of COVID. My taste changed. But I don't think so. I think it's like a training my taste buds type thing, like, for what I like. But anyway, that to me is gross, and I know that it's really bad for you and you should not be drinking soda.
Yeah.
So that's an easy one for me to give up totally. Fast food is convenient, but it's also easy for me to give up totally. I would rather have like a sit-down restaurant.
Yeah, I think if because we're also trying to do a conscious spending plan as well, so that'll save us a lot of money. We probably spend a gross amount of money. Yeah. I mean, not probably. We do spend a gross amount of money on fast food, and we can like if we didn't for like a week or 2 weeks and we saved it, if just say we saved it to the side, we probably won't do it like that. But if we did, we can go to like a 5-star restaurant, no problem, and like throw money at the waiters. Like it'd be like that, you know. So it's kind of interesting to see, and it'll be interesting to see how much money we save, because we save a lot of money just from not drinking anymore. It's funny. It smells like popcorn. Mm-hmm. We got all the windows open. Someone out there is cooking a big old bag right now. But yeah, anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so we save a lot of money from not drinking, and then recently we just quit smoking weed, which was a huge amount of money as well. Once again, I don't like see the money, I don't know where that money's going, so it must be going, I don't know, somewhere good. She handles all of our money. We have our own business together, which if you're watching this, you probably already know that. If you're random, then yeah, we have our own business where we make handmade jewelry, and we should be wearing some of it, but we're kind of chilling today, so just have on the one necklace piece. But anyways, ouchiemamas.com, by the way, ouchiemamas.com. Anyways, so that's who sponsors this. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. So, that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to save and eat healthy and not, you know, and my whole thing is worst comes to worst, you know, if we're traveling and we don't have any food or whatever, maybe since we're not doing it so often either, it would be okay if we felt like going to a fast food restaurant, but for the most part, Chipotle is like our main one. That's okay.
Yeah. I don't think fast food's okay anymore.
No, I know.
But Chipotle is good. Even on the road, Chipotle is good.
And then at sit-down restaurants,
you know, Mad Greens in Arizona.
It's not really fast food, but I guess so. Yeah.
It's a salad, even though not all salads are healthy, but
Yeah.
but it's still whatever.
Like this one place. Speaking of that, not to go off on a tangent, but cat time to eat. There's this other salad place by where we work, where I was trying to get the Cobb salad, and the bacon was like sugar roasted candy bacon, and then it was just the whole salad was unhealthy. And it's like, why do you even have a salad that? So I what's it called? I changed a lot of the things around it, and it was pretty gross. But they're gigantic though. And I'm always one to say that and not because they're not good for you or anything, but I just don't think you should pay for a salad at a restaurant. I think it's a waste of money and space and time. But Mad Greens, though.
Mad Greens is good.
If you know of any of those, that place is really good. You build it like Chipotle style. So it's still like going to Chipotle, but all greens. And you build it, and you do what you want with it. And it's really good.
I also really like Freshies.
Yeah, we'll do Freshies.
But you don't like it. He's not a green person. Well,
I just don't like to eat a lot of rice. I'm trying to stay as close to ketosis or keto as possible. Like that's really what I aim for. So it kind of helps because but it helps me stay away from like big bowls of rice now, because like when I went to Chipotle, like I probably, excuse me, I usually would get a bunch of rice in my burrito too, only spiking my insulin even more. But now I get a scoop of each of beans, which is still carbs, but it's paired with fiber, which helps. And then the rest of my stuff like normal. So it does help me stay away from like I used to love fried rice, and I used to love nachos, and I definitely don't get those as much anymore. I haven't had nachos in a long time, besides just recently I had like my first thing of nachos, which were so good. Like I still don't get me wrong, I'm not doing it because I think these things don't taste good, but I do miss them. But that's why I think, things like splurging every once in a while when you've been doing really good is a good thing, because not only do you get to see how bad it makes you feel, but then you can, it doesn't hurt you as much from doing it as much too. So I don't know. That's definitely my, I feel like life is like a flowy process where I'm trying to like make it in flow still, but have some structure in my life, basically. Because I think with structure comes freedom, but haven't gotten there yet. So that kind of leads me to my next thing, about this whole structure. And we kind of have different views when it comes to like what we should, not what we should be doing in life, but what we should, like how we would get there, basically. I think that I need to, and I don't think I need to, I just want to, because it makes me feel better and I get the most done. Is like I wake up at 5, I go straight for a run, which I'll talk about why it's scary in a second. I haven't done it in a while because I'm scared, which is kind of an excuse, but whatever. I wake up, I run, and it takes me like 15 minutes to run. I don't do a far run. It's just enough to wake me up, a little bit of cardio. Come back, I stretch, breathe. Well, I sometimes work out, depends on what day it is. Breathe, meditate, and then cold shower. And then I start doing some stuff, and that, whether that be like editing videos or planning to shoot videos, or now it's going to be creating like this new business where I'm doing breath work. And then being done with all that by like, if it's a day off, 1 o'clock, and getting so much done, and then having the rest of the day to just kind of like relax or do more if I want to. But if it's a work day where we have to leave by like 8, I get all the workout stuff done, all the meditation, all that stuff done, and maybe even like 10, 20, 30 minutes worth of like work in between or right before work, actual work, which is what makes us our money. Because if we didn't need money, that we would be focusing on these other things probably, but right now we need money. So I think that would be the best way. And I think that like a lot of people, Kaylee being one of them, saying, I don't have enough time to do my stuff. And she doesn't want to have to wake up early, where I think you have to, like, especially when you, like, for us, we have kind of the freedom of working on the beach and being lucky and like creating things and all this stuff. But a lot of people have a job that they have to be on there on the dot. So they can complain and be like, oh, I don't have any time to meditate. I don't have any time to work out. I don't have any time. I blah, blah, blah. This is why I'm like this. And it's like, well, if you ever want to get anywhere, if you ever want to leave that job, you have to create the time. So that would be waking up earlier so that you can meditate, exercise, breath work, whatever it is that you want to do with your life, and then do all that in the morning, go to work. And then maybe because you did all that, those beautiful things for yourself, you'll feel good enough or motivated enough to squeeze in some extra work after work to create the life that you're looking for. Or instead of going out on the weekends, now that you're feeling good, because this is another thing I guess I should have said, is that when you do these things, like not eating bad and waking up early and exercising and meditating and breathing and all this stuff, like it's like this whole different world. It's like this whole different high where you feel like you're actually getting somewhere. You want to get somewhere, so you start to try to get somewhere, you know. And like I said, I'm lucky, so I don't have to create that time on the weekends. Like I do it, well, I guess I do it for my weekends, which is Tuesday and Wednesday, but I do it in the morning too, and I feel really good. And so much so that I like, no, I don't brag about it, but I talk about it to like everybody I see. And whether that's annoying to them or not, I just feel like that's just the type of thing that it makes you feel like. So that's what I think. But Kaylee, on the other hand, has like different views on it, which, you know, I'm not saying are bad, but I said this morning, we were talking about it, and I was like, that kind of frustrates me, you know, because I don't think there's one way, but I think right, like at a certain time period, like right now when we are working, we don't have the freedom. I think there is only one way, and that's waking up. You don't have to wake up at 5, but you can wake up at 6, you know?
Maybe. I just think that he thinks, well, maybe they are excuses, but like I worked nights my whole life until I got this job. And so I had like 10 hours of freedom before I had to go to work every night of my life for like ever. So I could have done whatever I wanted in those times. And now we have to be like, and every time it gets to the summertime, it just gets earlier and earlier that we want to plan to be there and then want to stay later because the sun goes down later, and it's just more money. So I feel like I don't want to wake up at 5. I just don't, because that's too early. That's another thing. I like sleep is number one to me. I'm like a sleeper.
It should be, yeah.
I love
But you don't have to sleep past 8 hours.
No, I don't. That's another thing. I don't like that schedule of like waking up at 5, like doing all these things, then going to work all day long, coming home, eating dinner, going straight to bed, because then you have to make sure that you go to bed early, because if you don't, then you're not going to wake up on time for your day tomorrow. And it's just like, that's stressful to me. And I don't like that. Like if it was ideal, my ideal day, I'd probably wake up around 7:30 or 8, like 7:30 probably, maybe 8, depending on how tired I was. And then I would have like 3, max like 4 hours to like work out, meditate, breathe, shower, get fully ready, like, and get myself into my day slowly, not rushed, like beautifully.
That's the beautiful thing about waking up early, is you can take your time with it, you know?
But I feel like I still can't. I know, like you said, you could do one of those things, and it's like, yeah, that's great.
And start that way, you know? Just like start.
It's
but you also say, you know, I want to argue against the fact that you said it's stressful to have that kind of, but every time I start preparing for bed at 8, she hops into bed and she falls asleep. Like, so it's like, it doesn't seem stressful. It's not that I can't
sleep. I just, like, I've always been a late person. I like.
A lot of people are. I am that same way too.
I like to just like not go straight to bed right after my day's over. Like,
yeah,
being working.
But that's
all day,
another thing
know?
too. I feel like the one thing I noticed, and you know, this may have just been a coincidence because of whatever reasons in the world, but when she was in Costa Rica, I was waking up early, grinding, doing my thing, and then going to work at like 8 or 9 or whatever. And then I would never ever, and I know the sun's staying up later now, but I would never stay past 4:30 ever. Like, even if it was the sun was staying up later, I would probably still not do that because I didn't want to. I was by myself. I was tired. I was hungry, and I wanted to go home. And I actually wanted to see the sunset. That's what I was doing every single day. And I was making more money than we are right now staying later doing things, you know? So I just feel like, I think that when you aren't stressing about it, because I do believe in manifestation and making things like happen in your life. Like, I think if you're complaining and feeling this way, I think more bad things are going to happen. I think to some degree you believe in that too, except for when it's the bad things. You know, I think you try to act like that it doesn't work that way, but it does. And then so I think that I was living in a really good flow, but at the same time I messed it all up because I was also struggling to be alone at the time too. So like she was away at Costa Rica for 21 days, and then I eventually fell off because I was like felt depressed as well. But I was really, well, like leading up to it, I was really in flow. But at the same time, the one thing that you said that I still think is true too, is that we were doing a lot of giving before that happened. And I think that that's another thing you got to do in life. I think that you have to give to get back. And I don't think you should give to get back, but I think when you are giving, I think you get a lot back. But I was running, and while I run, I say all my not mantras, affirmations, and I think that's like a good high vibrating time to like say those things. And we were struggling, we weren't going to make it, and some guy came and donated $5,000 for his YouTube video, but it still happened. Doesn't matter how we got it. And that saved our month that month. And then she thought it was going to be another struggling month because of the Rangers and all that stuff, but I, was confident about it, and I was the only vendor out there fighting to do what I needed to do. And then also not working late and just being really confident and positive. And money was just coming in. It was just coming in, so I don't know.
And I think that's great. And I believe everything that you say, and I think that everything that you do totally works for you. I don't think it doesn't. I think it's like a beautiful thing to watch.
I'm not saying, yeah.
And I think I just struggle because it's like, okay, even if I don't wake up at like whatever, don't wake up at 5. Like I just want to wake up when the sun's coming up. You know?
That's 5:45.
No, it's maybe I don't know what it is right now, but
now
whenever you were waking up before, you were waking up at 5 a.m. and going running in the dark.
Scary.
And and it's cold and it's dark and it's like I don't want that. It's
but
not
see,
for me.
This is one thing, and I know maybe you'll fight me on this.
I just want to wake up with the sun.
That's when you should too.
I want to just like
Makes
take
sense.
minimum. I don't even think 2 hours is long enough because I want to work out for minimum 40 minutes.
You're not going to want to work out that long.
Yes, I am. And 40 minutes. And then like,
what are you going to do?
Listen, if I try to journal,
I'll admit that.
I can't stop. Like once I start, it's like, why even start if I don't have the time to do it?
Oh yeah, she can journal.
Because it just goes forever.
That's great.
And then.
But see, you don't do that. I think when you do that, you manifest really well too.
Yeah.
So at least set time for that. Don't act like you're going to work out because
if
right now you're not, and you don't, and you also don't even know what you would do for 40. I don't even work out for 45 minutes, and I'm trying to build muscle.
I pay all the time
for everything.
For everything, like apps and stuff that have like
videos,
trainers on them and whatever. And I have this one girl that I swear I keep telling like I'm gonna do her like summer like workout thing. And
if there's anyone who watches this that sees themes here, like, do you see a theme though?
I understand that I have these issues.
Yeah, that's good. But another thing too that I want to, before we get past it too far, is that you say like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Like, that's why you should. I promise you, if you just did that for a month, all these things you don't want to do, you'll start to do things that you wanted to do that you haven't done yet because of whatever reasons. Because like there's things you do want to do that you still don't do. But if you do the things that you don't want to do, like the hard things, that's when I think really strong change will start to happen.
I just need 3 hours.
Let's wake up at 3:30.
That's so ridiculous.
See, like for you, it's ridiculous for both of us, but it's ridiculous. I wake up naturally, usually around 4 or 3:30ish, and sometimes scary because there's some stories I could tell you about those times. But like, I just go back to sleep because I didn't plan to like be up that early. But I bet you I could stay up though. But you, I can tell, like you, even if you wanted to wake up at a certain time, even if it was 6 or 7, you still like struggle to get up at that time.
I just think like.
So
also, another excuse I have is like I want
it.
my own space to do it because I feel like there's not enough here for both of us.
That's another excuse. I don't have any space either.
But because you wake up and you do it, and you're here in the space, and it's like I'm gonna.
I'll move in there. That's what I'm saying. I'm flexible, but still, that's not enough. But we'll get there.
We're working on it. You guys.
This is podcast number 3, and hopefully it'll be further. There's the reason I really wanted to get to number 3, which was supposed to be filmed in this really cool Veterans Park, but I'm glad it didn't work out because now I got you on here. It would have been by myself. Was because I was scared because there was a lot of people around. As you noticed, the name of this podcast called the Anywhere Podcast. I want to do this anywhere and everywhere. Hopefully I can bring all this stuff to Bali. No, wait, Peru.
I was like, Bali, dang.
So that we can shoot it there. But if not, I'll figure it out. I'll have like my little lab mic. We can do some sort of janky podcast setup or whatever. It's already janky enough, but that's my goal with this, is taking this all over the place and just growing it. So hopefully, my whole point was that they say that podcasts don't make it past episode 3. Now, whether that is, do they shoot it? Like, do they even shoot a 3rd episode, or they shoot a 3rd episode and stop? We're going past that. So this is episode number 3. And there'll be an episode number 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. And so hopefully by that time,
I'll be ripped and in shape.
She'll be ripped and in shape. My teeth will be whiter. I will be also ripped and in shape with no fast food in my system.
We'll be the better, healthier versions of us than we are in this video right now. And
I think we keep, I mean, it's only been her for the first time this episode, but I think we'll keep growing. From the first time I started this, I was fat a little bit. Not fat. I was a little chubby, and I mean, you guys don't think so.
I'm slowly working on it.
Talking my face.
I feel like it's harder for me to lose it, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're not, it's not about body stuff. It's just a podcast. It just flows, you know?
Oh.
So, what was I going to say? This isn't about body stuff, because I don't think body size matters. I think that's kind of the funny thing, is that I don't think body size matters for health and wellness. I think that if you're living optimally and you're still like, and you're eating well and you're still a little bit, I guess, overweight to some people's standards, I think that that's fine as long as you feel good. A lot of the times people are lying to themselves, though. I want to say is that when they're at a certain overweightness, and now that, like, you know, it's okay to be extra thick, I think that, like, people are afraid to be too skinny, all this stuff. But I think all this, like, too skinny, or I'm afraid to get too strong, there were always excuses to not live a healthy life. Like, I can tell you right now that anyone that I've ever talked to who thinks that they're healthy and that they're doing everything they can to be, you know, whatever, I think they're not. They're lying. And I'm even, like, I'm not lying. I'm being honest. In this whole podcast, like, it's hard in this day and age to be healthy. So I just think you can be.
The only excuses I think most people say is, like, it's hard and there's no time. And that's like my excuse, is I don't have time. But, like, I know you make time for what is important, but that's hard too. I just don't enjoy that timeline for my daily schedule, which if I wanted it bad enough, I would do it. But
okay, well, how about this then? You can wake up later and go to work, and then when you come home from work, do all your stuff. It doesn't have to be in the day. It could be a night routine. It doesn't have to be a morning routine.
But then when we get home, we gotta just eat and get ready for bed, because we gotta wake up. Well, I guess because we gotta wake up early.
I think we wake up, you do two things, you know, stretch or yoga or whatever, one thing that's active, and then one thing that's like mindful, which is journaling. I think I would do journaling. Because usually don't like to breathe in the morning, and I like to breathe in the morning and sometimes at night. So
I do like to breathe in the morning.
Oh.
But I don't like to breathe midday. That irritates me.
If I didn't do it in the morning, I'll do it randomly midday.
I know, and I'm just like, what are you doing right now? Like, we're in the middle of doing something, and he just stops and starts breathing, and I'm like,
it's not like that, but yeah, pretty much.
I'm just like, now we gotta, like, just stop what we're doing and get into the whole
Usually we're not doing anything. We're making beaded jewelry, so we just get right back to it now with more energy. So, you know, I don't know. I can just do that. I can't just stop and meditate, but turns out breath work is more beneficial than meditation. Not to say meditation is not beneficial. It's beneficial for focus and learning new things, but breath work is more beneficial for stress management throughout your day. So
I believe in that. I think that once we get our spaces figured out, everything else will follow.
Yeah, this is our couch. So it's a nice little spot. I like this little spot. I think it looks better than the last time. Well, you guys never seen the last podcast, because our original podcast was with our brand, Ouchie Mamas. We were trying to do a podcast through that, and same concept, like doing it anywhere, but we were doing it through the brand, and that didn't really make any sense. This, at least, if you're, you know, coming here, you follow me on Instagram, and then also subscribe to me on YouTube, probably, hopefully. If not, please subscribe. But this is like kind of where, you know, and we'll kind of end it on this, I guess. This is just where I wanted to show, like, the real me, you know. I think, and don't get me wrong, my Instagram videos are real. Like, that's the type of person that I am and would definitely pursue to be, and I want to help people, and I do breath work, and, you know, I'm a life coach, all those things. But people are real, so you can't think that I'm just going to walk around, you know, reciting facts like that all the time. That's just a way to, for one, help people, help myself as well, mostly because I think you should practice what you preach. And sometimes I'll go through my own videos and I'm like, you know what, Video Albert, that's some good advice right there. And, you know, I try to take that, you know, and when I need it. And sometimes I'll see my own videos when I need them. So, so yeah, this podcast is to show who I really am, and how life is not always perfect, how, like, you can fall into these rabbit holes and and be kind of confusing in life. But sometimes the best thing in life is just, you know, having some ice cream with your fiance when you feel like you are just having a bad day, you know? So I think that it's okay sometimes to do things like that, but don't make it a habit. That's what, and then that's my struggle, is the fast food was a habit, bad habit. But yeah, I don't know. You want to add anything?
No, I agree. I think that, yeah. I think like if it's like, you know, the holidays, don't be so rough on yourself. If it's, you know, you're having kind of a hard time, like just give yourself a little like room to just relax and do something.
But that's if you've been pretty good with yourself for the most part. That's because that's what we're going to do. That's why she's saying that, because we're going to try to be, I don't want to use the word strict because I hate that word, but we're going to try to be very disciplined for the full year. And then, you know, mid-November to end of December.
Oh, yeah. Well, come July, we're really changing. Oh, I am really.
We're going to both.
Like
gluten-free. Probably vegan, I guess. Just till we get there.
Yeah.
I don't want to be vegan after.
No, neither do I.
I guess we'll end it on this. We're going to go to Peru, which maybe I'll vlog or we'll just do podcasts. I don't know. Vlogging is kind of hard for me, so I enjoyed it before. But it is fun. It is fun. And
I love to look back.
I don't know if I have my vlogs on this channel anymore, but definitely fun. So I might get back into that again, but we'll see. If I can make money through all this stuff, that's when I can vlog easily. I feel like right now I can't, because it's not like I'm wasting, you know, I don't even know, 2-3 people are going to actually watch it to this point. And
well, that's what manifestation's for. We're really working on our manifestation right now as well.
That's true too. So anyways, besides all that stuff, we're going to go to Peru, and we're going to take some ayahuasca. So that is going to be really exciting and scary at the same time. So the best ways to do that is no bad foods, and for us in this time it's going to be gluten and meat,
just whole foods, no gluten,
processed foods really actually either. I'm going to try to be as whole foods as possible, and then a week before, no sex, right?
No sex.
A week or 2? 1
1 week is fine.
So we'll do 1 week of no sex, no drugs or anything like that, which we already don't do, or alcohol, so that's good. We're going to get there, and we're
social media.
Oh, I guess no social media. So that's going to be kind of hard for me. I'll have to maybe, not that I won't be able to do it because the internet's going to be, you know, scarce out there anyways, but I mean like for posting wise, maybe I'll have my post planned.
Yeah, they said like minimum of 3 days, but I would say about a week, no TV, no social
I want
media.
it to be as clear headed and pure as possible so that I get the best, I don't know, experience out of the medicine. So, because I don't know what we're expecting. I think what we're, at least I can only speak for myself, but I think what most people are expecting is that they'll get some sort of message of like, this is what you're supposed to do with life, and, you know, looking for the answers of like, why am I here? What should I be doing? Because
or healing.
Yeah, healing too. But I think that breath work heals too. So, I mean, if you're watching up to this point and need some healing, hit your boy up, because I guide traumatic breath work releases.
It really works.
Yeah, she's testimony to that. But yeah, healing, I think that even beyond that, healing never stops. So I think you can go deeper. I think you can heal ancestral trauma, you know, childhood trauma, relationship trauma, all that stuff from the ayahuasca and the breath work. But that's what we're gonna be aiming for. But I guess my intention would be for that is to either get clarification and I forget the word I'm looking for, but like what's the word? Not justification, like that I'm on the right path right now, that I'm doing the right thing, and that I'm okay, and that I should just keep going with it, or a course correction. You know, maybe they just freaking smack me off that street that I'm on and being like, no, it's not breath work, it's not music, it's actually this, which would be really hard if that happened to me. But if that happened, then I would try to go through that, because I think we're reaching some sort of different realm where, you know, where we will remember why we chose to be in these bodies again. But we can go deep. That's probably another episode for that too. But what's it? You know, you said healing. Is that your main and life purpose?
I guess so. I'm still thinking about that. I've just been wanting to take ayahuasca for a really long time, and I need to get clear on my intention. I never really thought it would present itself to me, and so I'm still trying to figure that out. But what I do know is that like you said, like reaching this place, I just feel like my teacher in Costa Rica was talking about how the main goal really is to like go to these places and like not stay there and like try to like, because people like overdo it and they always like they want to take ayahuasca, they want to keep like leaving their bodies to like heal and do all these things, but really it's to reach those places, take a little bit back with you, and then ground yourself here and use that to like move forward.
Yeah. See, that's something, that's why it's got to be for another episode, because we can talk about this forever, because I totally agree with that. I think that it's so like funny. Duality, you know? I think it's funny, and that's the problem with the society right now, is that everyone wants to escape their body. Like, I think we're all hurting, you know, I can't say that, you know, I'm not here and there, but there's people who are hurting more than others, and that's where drug addiction comes from. They're trying to escape their pain, which is in their body. They don't want to be themselves. They don't want to do this. So I think that, you know, but I really do think, like, what's the whole point of escaping your body if you're here for, you know, for only a short time? I think that, like, I've always like loved my life. There's times where I've been really depressed and I felt like I've hated my life or whatever, but those are like moments. They're not like long lived. I definitely think that we're here to experience. And that's why I think this whole awakening with the whole, you know, world right now, at least in the world that I'm in, that I really love, because, a lot of people are kind of waking up and quitting their jobs, doing stuff like we're doing, living life. Because, I mean, as hard as it is and as unstable, which we didn't really talk about, I wanted to talk about that, but we didn't, is that like, at least I think it's fun for the most part. It can be stressful though. It really can. But that's why I try to tell you, you got to have fun with it. You know, like the worst case, and I just don't like, we're not going to die, you know. We're going to struggle a little bit, and then we're going to learn something from it, and we're going to figure something out. We're going to keep moving, like, but we're experiencing like beautiful things, you know, and we're experiencing cool, beautiful people. And we're sitting in California when we originally from Arizona on a couch shooting a podcast, you know, like a lot of people don't have freedoms to do stuff like that. So I don't know. I think life's all about fun, doing fun things, and sometimes struggling. That's the whole human experience, you know, because when we are out of here, we're going to be in our different realm, knowing everything all at once and experiencing everything all at once, you know, and not in, you know, whatever, maybe we might reincarnate, or maybe we'll transcend far enough this lifetime to not reincarnate. Who knows? I don't know. But anyways, guys, if you're still here, appreciate you. If you're not here, then we don't appreciate you. Just kidding. Yeah, no, I think we're going to have Kaylee more often, because I want you to be like my podcast host, co-host.
Okay.
I think that it'll help you with, you know, communicate more.
I am kind of a bad communicator.
So I think that, and then like getting more out there, maybe coming up, flowing with ideas. I think that's the cool thing. Like you said, manifesting. Can manifest through the podcast. Speak it into existence. So.
I love that.
All right. Thanks, guys. Peace.